Welcome students. In today's class, we will study about heterotrophic mode of nutrition. As we know that nutrition is a very important life process performed by each and every living organism. Some organisms prepare their food themselves within their body. Such type of nutrition is called autotrophic mode of nutrition. On the other hand, some organisms rather, are dependent on other organism for their food. Such type of nutrition is called heterotrophic mode of nutrition. All the animals belong to the second group, that is heterotrophic mode of organism, and such organisms are called heterotrophs. So all the animals are heterotrophs. All the non-green plants are also heterotrophs. Autotrophs are all the green plants. In the last video, we have studied about autotrophic mode of nutrition and photosynthesis performed by green plants. Today, we are going to study about heterotrophic mode of nutrition in detail. Before that, we will discuss the difference between the heterotrophic mode of nutrition and autotrophic mode of nutrition. We will also learn different types of heterotrophic nutrition and one nutrition or type of heterotrophic nutrition, that is holozoic mode of nutrition, we will study in detail. So let's start. First of all, students, we must understand the difference between autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition. In autotrophic nutrition, the food is self-manufactured, whereas in heterotrophic nutrition, food is obtained which is already prepared by the other organism. Generally, these other organisms are green plants, which are autotrophs. They prepare the food and heterotrophs take up that food from there. In autotrophic mode of nutrition, an external source of energy is required for synthesis of food. That is why the term is basically known as photosynthesis. Means the source of energy is light there, which is used to synthesize the food. In heterotrophic nutrition, since the food is not being prepared inside the body, so external energy is not required. The required energy is present in the food itself. In autotrophic nutrition, the raw materials are required for synthesis of food, whereas since food is not going to be synthesized, so raw materials are not required. And in autotrophic nutrition, digestion process is absent because they prepare the food themselves according to their need and utilization. So the food is already in the simple form. Whereas in heterotrophic nutrition, digestion is required for conversion of complex material into simpler and soluble substances. So these are the basic fundamental differences between the autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition. Also, autotrophic nutrition requires a photosynthetic pigment, that is chlorophyll, which is not required in heterotrophic case. Heterotrophs are called consumers as they consume the food prepared already somewhere else. Autotrophs are called producers as they are the first one on the earth to produce the food from inorganic substances. Now, let's discuss the types of heterotrophic nutrition. There are basically three types of heterotrophic nutrition. The parasitic type of nutrition, the saprophytic type of nutrition, and the holozoic type of nutrition. The parasitic nutrition is a mode of nutrition where a living organism obtains its food from other living organism of some different species. The living organism which takes up food and sometimes shelter and sometimes both is called parasite. The organism which provides the food is called host. The parasites sometimes cause diseases in the host, and such parasites are called pathogens. The parasites may be of two types: ectoparasite and endoparasites. Ectoparasites are external parasites which live over the surface of the host body. These are present on the external surface of the host body. It also may be temporary or permanent parasite. External parasites may be temporary, like mosquito, leech. These are external temporary parasites which visit host time to time in order to take the nutrition. Some may be permanent external parasite which remains sticking to the surface, like human louse is a permanent external parasite which is present in the hairs. An external complete plant parasite is cuscuta. The parasite is not always animals, these may be plants also. Cuscuta is a parasite which is external permanent parasite. It is a non-green plant which is present around the host plant, and it has some tendril-like structures which penetrates the root and the phloem tissue for obtaining food and water. So, this is a plant parasite. Some other parasite like leech. Leech is also an external parasite. The endoparasite or the internal parasites are the parasites which live inside the body of the host. They may belong to all group of organisms. Some examples are like malaria parasite, that is Plasmodium, Leishmania, Ascaris, Tinea solium, that is tapeworm, Wuchereria, that is filarial worm. So all are worms, and these are generally endoparasites. So now we know that parasitic mode of nutrition is a type of nutrition where organisms take food with the help of other organisms, and they are present in contact with those organisms. It may be external, then these are known as ectoparasites, and these may be internal, then these are known as endoparasites. It also, the external parasite, the ectoparasites may be temporary or permanent. Examples are leech, cuscuta, and all sort of worms. The second type of nutrition of heterotrophic mode is called saprophytic nutrition. Saprophytic nutrition is a mode of nutrition where food is obtained from remains of dead organism, from etc., from fallen leaves, from broken twigs, etc. So dead and decaying parts of the living organism provide food. Such type of nutrition is called saprophytic nutrition. Organisms which take up nutrition with the help of this mode are called saprophytes. Most of the saprophytes are fungi like bread molds and mushroom. Saprophytes perform external digestion. They pour digestive enzyme over the organic substrate, that is the dead and decaying remain. These enzymes which are poured outside the body break down the complex organic compound into simpler and soluble substance, and then these are absorbed by the saprophytes. Inorganic nutrients or biogeochemical nutrients are released back in the atmosphere. So saprophytes are the organism which play an important role in completion of biogeochemical cycle. Saprophytes also function as scavengers as they remove the organic remains and create space for the newer generation of organisms. The examples of saprophytes include bread molds and mushroom. The next type of heterotrophic nutrition is holozoic nutrition. It is a mode of nutrition which involves intake of solid pieces of food. Since solid food is taken, it is also called ingestive nutrition. It is found in animals and protozoa. The food that the organism intake may be taken from another animal, plant or its part. Depending upon the source of food, the organisms performing holozoic nutrition may be herbivorous, which feed on plant and plant parts, may be carnivorous, which feed on other animals, and may be omnivorous, which feed on both plant and animals. A fourth category of holozoic organism is also present. These are called detrivores. Detrivores are animals which feed on dead bodies of other animals. They are also called scavengers. So these are three types of heterotrophic nutrition. The parasitic mode of nutrition, in which one organism is present on or inside the body of another organism and take nutrition from there. The saprophytic nutrition, where organisms take nutrition from dead and decaying remains of other organism, and holozoic nutrition, where organisms take food in form of solid pieces taken up from other plants or animal sources. Now we will study in detail two examples of organism performing holozoic nutrition, that is nutrition in amoeba and nutrition in humans. So first of all, nutrition in amoeba. The holozoic organism, the different members of this group which perform holozoic nutrition have different organs and methods of getting their food, but the process are more or less similar. In multicellular organisms, different parts of body become specialized for different function. Even in unicellular organisms, some sort of a specialization can be present. So holozoic nutrition involves 5 steps: ingestion, digestion, absorption, which is absent in amoeba, assimilation and egestion. Why absorption is absent in amoeba? Because here the digested food is present inside this single cell only, and it is already absorbed into by the cytoplasm. The process is taking place inside the cell itself. Absorption generally is found in multicellular organism, where digestion takes place outside the cell, and after that the cell absorbs the nutrient. But in case of amoeba, the entire process is taking place inside the cell itself. So absorption is not needed separately over here. So let's discuss nutrition in amoeba. Nutrition in amoeba involves 4 steps. The very first step is ingestion. Ingestion means taking in of solid food with the help of some organs which are generally mouth parts. In amoeba, the pseudopodia acts as the mouth parts. Amoeba ingests food particle from any point of its surface by forming pseudopodia over there. Amoeba captures food with the help of pseudopodia. Its surrounds the food. You can see in diagram, it forms a pseudopodia around the food particle, and then it breaks the membrane and captures the food inside its body. The process of ingestion of solid food particle by amoeba or any unicellular organism is called phagocytosis. As soon as amoeba comes in contact with food particle, it spreads pseudopodia all around it and encircles it. So this is the very first step of nutrition, that is intake of food, which is called ingestion. The second step is called digestion. It is actually the conversion or breakdown of complex insoluble food into simple absorbable form. It can be intracellular or intercellular. In case of amoeba, it will be intracellular. Digestion of food occurs with the help of digestive enzyme present inside the body, which changes complex insoluble substance of food into simpler and absorbable form. The third step of holozoic nutrition is absorption, where the cells absorb the digested food. However, in case of amoeba, since all the process is taking place already inside the cell, there is no need of further absorption. So the next step of nutrition in amoeba is assimilation. In this step, the food materials are converted or utilized into various functions like formation of protoplasm and storage in the form of food reserve. So the purpose of nutrition is fulfilled in this step of assimilation. What for the process has been done is now fulfilled by the process of assimilation. The metabolic activity, the formation of cell organelles and other components takes place over here. The fourth step is called egestion. Egestion is throwing of undigested food out of the body. The waste, undigested and extra food is thrown outside the body. In amoeba, the food vacuoles with undigested material reaches the end of the body and passes to the surface and fuses with the surface membrane and throw out the undigested material. This process is called egestion. So there are 4 steps of nutrition in amoeba. Ingestion, where food is taken in. Digestion, where food is broken down into simpler component. Assimilation, where the metabolic activity takes place with the help of nutrition. And egestion, where extra or excess or undigested waste is thrown out of the body.